Hey everyone, it's the interview queen Alicia Atout here, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to my interview with Big Swole. Hello,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really good.
Is it just instinct for you every time someone mentions it, you just like gotta flex on them?
Yeah, I just gotta do a little bit of something.
Definitely. Well, the first thing I want to ask is obviously a lot has changed since I last had you on back in November. So, how are you and the Swole family, the literal Swole family, holding up with everything going on right now?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Just, keeping everything copacetic, keeping everything cool, trying not to be too amped up all the time, highs and lows. And
And what have you been doing to keep your boredom at bay? Because you are doing some traveling, of course, with AEW, but
mm.
definitely not as much that we're usually used to.
Honestly, I just been keeping up with, being a wife, getting my daughter ready for school again, just kind of enjoying the summer, really, just having a good downtime because usually, in this business, we don't get a lot of downtime.
That's definitely been one of those silver linings. It's almost like you're forced
Mm.
to stay back. Well, you literally are. You're forced to stay back. So I've noticed too, I've been picking up random things I was never doing before. So it's definitely been nice in that regard.
I know, right? It's been the best.
And during this pandemic, I feel like everyone has had to be way more active on social media because we're not always out and about anymore. And you're really real interactive with people, and I love watching that. But then again, when it comes to posting online, we get so much positive stuff, and there's some really bizarre stuff. So, what's one
Mm.
of the funniest comments or weirdest things you have come across that someone said about you?
I really like the ones that either say, "Oh, protect Swole World at all costs," or they'll have something like they'll name their dog after me, and I think it's just the most hilarious thing ever. They'll send me little videos of their dog, like, "Go ahead, Swole," and Swole, dog just barking and stuff. So it's like the cutest little thing.
That's adorable, and it's quite an honor. I could imagine
Oh yeah.
there's some people I've interviewed recently, especially bands, and people have been naming their babies after them. But I mean,
Mm,
dogs, that's also a huge commitment.
right. I know, right? Like little swoles going out into the universe.
That's absolutely adorable. Well, something cool is when we did speak back in November, you were starting to appear more on AEW, but it was kind of getting into it, and you were still fairly new with the brand. And I remember
Yeah.
everyone at that convention we were at just sharing their congratulations with you and being so happy. And you were just ball of energy, still like very excited about everything. A lot of people really
Yeah.
wanted you to be there, and now you are. So kind of take me through that whirlwind of emotions. I just won't forget that smile on your face.
I was honestly so happy and filled with so much joy. Like it was almost unbelievable. Like I knew that I was working hard to try to accomplish a goal, but I never thought that it would be so wonderful. It would be, be so welcoming. Just hearing my name chanted and stuff like, how many thousands of people. It was just I was filled with so much like respect and so much love. It was amazing. Like I'll never ever forget that.
It's amazing too because you're one of those people I remember seeing at so many shows we'd work together, and you were always hustling, you were always on it, always putting your all into matches. So anytime someone gets signed to any company who works that hard, like my heart just goes out to them because we see what goes on behind the scenes, and it's a lot of
Right.
that. You deal with a lot of stuff, and it's kind of always working towards that. So it must have just been the most fulfilling thing ever.
Oh, yes, definitely. All the hard work culminating to getting that contract to finally making it, being able to show my daughter that, look, mommy's doing it too.
Right. And does she kind of watch you on TV every
Oh,
Wednesday? That's some does she?
she loves it. She
Oh,
absolutely loves it. She's like, that's my mommy.
and it definitely gives her something cool to talk about with all the other kids. It's like, no biggie. My mom's just a TV star.
Oh yeah, she's so used to it now. They're like, "Oh, your mom? That's your mom? I saw her on TV." She's like, "Yeah, yeah, I know. She's on TV. You don't have to say it every day."
That's so cute. Well, there's one person who, anytime I see you two together, you light up the room and you have so much fun. And that's, of course, Little Swole Nicole Savoy. So, how happy did it make you to recently finally reunite that being on AEW?
It felt so good. I was like, "Oh, my little swole is here." I was like, "We about to kill it." Show them how goofy and charisma. We just it was I can't speak about it enough because
It was
I love
chef's
Little Swole.
kiss.
I love her. Right? It was schmacked, like
When it comes to your nicknames, and of course teaming prior, how did you determine who was going to be Big Swole and who was going to be Little Swole?
well, when they started talking about like my gains and stuff, I was in when I was first starting to get back into the gym. They were like, "Oh, you're looking kind of beefed up out here." I was like, "Well, I'm getting a little swole," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm big swole out here," because I was the smallest out of the group. And and then that's when Savoy was like, "Oh, well then I'm a little swole then." And then Baszler, she goes, "Well, fine then, I'm medium swole." So that was like a little swole trio. It became like a little swole family.
Right.
And yeah, it was just like, well, I'm this. Well, I'm this.
I
It was
always
like the
wanted
bigger you are, the smaller.
smaller. Well, I always wanted to ask you, even at a show backstage, but like I just never got around to it or doing the vlogging because obviously like Nicole's taller, and I was like, this has to be some kind of irony to it. So
Right.
nailed it.
Right. That's what makes it the best thing ever, because it's just like, I get what you did
Yeah, no,
there.
absolutely. Well, you've been showing some intense speed in the ring, especially in some recent matches. So have you always
Mm.
been so quick and agile and just had like that crazy stamina?
Yeah, actually, because I did track and field and like turkey trots and stuff like soccer when I was younger. I even went to the Junior Goodwill Games in '99, and I placed silver, so I was the second fastest in that game, and it always was natural to me to be so quick and so agile. So I was like, I might as well use it in wrestling and see what else I can
Yeah,
come up with.
definitely helps.
Yeah, it does.
No, it's genuinely like the amount of times you do sometimes see people winded or like not being able to keep up. I couldn't imagine being as quick as you are. So
Honestly, I shock myself sometimes. It was like this little GIF that AEW tweeted out, and I was doing my high, low, high kick, and I was like, "Was I moving that quick?" Like,
did they fast
like,
forward this?
yeah, I was like, "You guys must have sped that up." Like, and there's no way. And like watching it back, I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess so. Guess I am that quick." You feel
Well,
so sluggish in the ring, and you're just like, "Oh, that
right.
was crap."
Then you watch it afterwards and you're absolutely shocked.
Right? I'm like, I'm Sonic. I am Sonic.
I'm Sonic.
Right.
Well, I'm going to say one name, and I would love for you to say the first words that pop into your mind, and that name happens
Okay.
to be Britt Baker.
Trash.
Trash. I had a feeling it was going to be that one.
Yeah, she's trash. Just basura, just sucia. Just she's dirty, she's trash. I don't
And
even
this,
think she's a real doctor at this point.
yeah, I'd question everything from the way she acts. I really would.
Right. Right. I mean, considering if I was a doctor and I poured coffee, warm hot coffee on someone, I mean that would just, I would just have to give up because, in your code of ethics, you can't be intentionally harming people, no
Definitely.
matter if you're at your second job. So therefore, she is trash.
I've never really understood. I always thought doctors were supposed to be caring. That's why you're in the profession, to
Right.
help people. And
Exactly.
she doesn't want to help anyone.
No, she doesn't, but that's why she's a dentist.
I think I'm just going to leave
No.
that one on that one because you just packed a punch. Well, you not only wrestle, but you are actually also a singer, being featured in Swerve City. I recently had Isaiah Swerve
Hey.
Scott on the show two nights ago, I think, and you came up as featuring on one of his tracks, and it's just really cool seeing all the different partnerships going on. So, has that always been a passion of yours, singing?
Oh, yes. When I was younger, I was in like angel choirs and stuff and mass choirs and all that type of things. And I just loved singing in church and stuff like in the different functions. And when, Shane was like, "Oh, hey, I got this track. I think it needs your voice on it." And I was like, "Okay, well, I've never, sung before professionally in that sense." And you just went out there and just killed it. Like I was so nervous. He's like, "I got to get you on my next one too." And I was like, "Okay, anything you want, man."
I feel like once you break that first barrier of something like that, you want and
Oh,
have that like need to do tons more. So is that the case now? Like, would you like to not
yes.
even just feature on the Swerve City stuff, but maybe even do some of your own material, like a solo kind of thing?
Yeah, actually, it's been in my mind to do like my own like EP album and stuff like that, and I'm kind of getting around to it. I'm like I found a couple of my beats and everything that I'm going to feature on it, and I can't give too much of it away, but just know that it's gonna be vibe. It's gonna be a vibe. You
That's
know,
awesome.
two sides of me. It's like you're gonna have a little bit of Big Swole and a little bit of Ariel. So it's like
Okay, that's super exciting because it really seemed like even in the music videos you collab on, like you're so into it. You're really good. So I'm
yeah,
excited.
thank
I
you.
know yeah, I know you can't share more, but I'm excited to see what else comes out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be dope.
And I know something a lot of people ask in interviews is if you could have that one dream match, what would it be? But I kind of want to spin it just a little bit when it comes to music, since we're on that topic. And is there anyone
Mm.
out there you would just love to feature with?
I guess without saying like, Beyonce or Usher or Jay-Z or something like that, um, I would like to be in a song with BTS. Like, cause
Okay.
I'm a huge like K-pop fan, and I love their message, and I love what they're saying to everybody out there in the world, and their music kind of got me through a lot, even before I got signed to AEW. Like listening to their music while I was working out and everything kind of helped me get to that next level, helped me to believe in myself more. So I would like to like have a little sidetrack with him, especially J Hope. He's my bias. So yeah.
And then you'd have to learn some like fancy footwork too to feature in the music video. Keep up with
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I'm ready for that because like I used to dance as well too. So I'm like
You've
it needs to
done
be.
everything. Like I feel like people could just toss you in any profession and you're like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, when I was little, I wrote down like everything that I wanted to do, and I was like, I'm not stopping until everything's completed. And wrestler was the last thing, so now I have like a new list.
What's number one on that new list?
Author.
Author.
Yes, I would like to put out my own book about my life, kind of like a testimony of some sorts, because
Okay.
I feel like the more I get my story out there, I feel like I can touch other people and help them to overcome any mountains or hurdles or burdens. You know,
It's
reach one,
interesting.
teach one.
No, it's interesting because I've definitely even noticed that online in some of the stuff that you post, like it'll come up in my feed, just my normal timeline.
Hmm.
And whether it's about wrestling or politics or the craziness going on in the world, like people really seem to relate to you or actually like listen. So I could definitely see author being something, that actually works.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't sugarcoat it with people, you show them that you're real. 365. Is people will gravitate towards that. They gravitate towards something that's real. Give them something they can feel, as Shug D would say.
No, definitely. Well, I just want to say thank you so, so much for hopping on here and taking the time. I'm so happy with
Problem.
everything going on for you. You've always been really cool from the start. So thank you for
Hey,
taking the
that.
time.
Oh, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. It's been great.
Thank you so much. It actually occurred to me too before we wrap up. I've had you
Mhm.
on the site so many times in vlog form, but we've never actually done an interview. So here we are.
Oh yeah, I know, right? It's first time for everything, man.
Definitely. Well, everyone, this has been the awesome Big Swole. Be sure to check her out Wednesday nights on AEW and tune into AliciaAtout.com for all exclusive interviews and features. We'll see you all next time. Bye,
All
everyone.
right, awesome. See ya.